Have y'all seen what's going on over there at that utility formerly known as the Birmingham Water Works today? I don't even remember what they call themselves now. Central Alabama. So isn't it crazy how when a company or utility or anybody like that gets busted being corrupt and stealing money from people and all that good stuff, they just change their name and get some new people and move on and act like it didn't happen. You know, they still don't know how deep that went over there at the utility formerly known as the Birmingham Water Works anyways. There are a bunch of people being fired today. At least 130 people are currently being fired over there at the utility formerly known as Birmingham Water Works. And these people didn't have any warning. They just showed up to work today and were told it was going to be their last day. In this economy, in 2026, that piece of crap utility knew they were going to fire these people. And they waited until Friday to do it so they could get another week of work out of them. That's crappy as hell. Anyway, I just thought this was a discussion worth having, you know, with this whole Alabama Power thing going on, because there was a time when people said there wasn't nothing you could do about that old Birmingham Water Works.
My name is Susie Cooper. My job title was a cashier. I was a Rep 3 in the cashier department for 17 dedicated years. And all of a sudden on Friday, March 13th, we were told our job was eliminated, the whole department. So, and our insurance. Imagine being told on the 13th that you will not have insurance after March 31st. It's just devastating. It's terrible. 17 years, someone new come in and just lay you off. I was the oldest person there, 58 years old. In my department, I was a Rep 3, been there 17 years, and I didn't get my 20. I needed my 20.
Did they offer you a severance?
They did 8 weeks of severance, pending that we sign the paper that we will not sue.
Did you sign the paperwork?
I haven't done anything yet. My attorney is looking at it. It really didn't make sense with us being the cashier department because there were only 5 cashiers. They've been let a lot of cashier go, because of the impact of people coming in. But this is devastating for the customers also. It's hard for them to make their payments. All of us, the manager, the team lead was let go. All of us came in that morning. We had to audit. They audited our pans. We still not knowing. We just thought it was a normal audit. Once we were done with that, they asked all of us to come to the lobby. And that's where they told all of us that we were being let go. At the same time, the managers, team lead, everybody. The payment center is closed down. It's open. Customers are walking in, but they're walking in to get new service or something of that nature. Pay online or go to the Piggly Wiggly or Walmart. And on top of that, my husband lost his job Monday. I lost my job Friday. So you can imagine how that is. But God will provide. And I'm going to keep fighting.
They audited her cash pan that morning like it was normal, then called everyone to the lobby and fired them all at once. Manager, team lead, everyone. 17 years of service, gone in one meeting. God will provide, because clearly Central Alabama Water won't.
Central Alabama Water Company, formerly known as the Birmingham Water Works, has laid off a little over 130 employees today, saying that they needed to significantly reduce the workforce. As of Wednesday night, the utility board showed that the organization was facing major financial issues and needed to make significant changes and cuts. And they also eliminated 76 vacant jobs that were posted as well. And they also eliminated 76 jobs that they were looking to fill as well. According to the board, they estimate they will save $20 million in labor costs and to avoid what would have been a 10% increase for residents who utilize the water. Now, the Black employees who were hired there held a press conference shortly after the layoffs, saying that they were racially targeted. If you remember, last summer, the state took over the water system when it was called the Birmingham Water Works, and then they changed the name to Central Alabama Water. Now, this is where things get a little bit messy. The current CEO, Jeff Thompson, previously worked for the Birmingham Water Works as an engineer manager and was fired due to his management style. and was considered non-rehirable. When the state officially took over the board, they then rehired him and gave him a salary of $446,000. And immediately after he was rehired, he fired 4 senior staff members who then went on to file a lawsuit claiming unlawful termination.
And if you live in Birmingham, Alabama, and you got fired by the Central Alabama Waterworks, Water Board, Water Authority, whatever they call themselves, word on the street is they fired the competent people that had been there long enough to know what they were doing, and they kept the people who were newer, didn't have as much experience, and don't know how to do stuff. And now they calling y'all trying to ask questions, and you bet not answer a single one without hopping on camera, making yourself an invoice, consultation fee. And it better be more than what your pay rate was, because we don't play them type of games.
This is what happens when you prioritize cutting labor costs over keeping institutional knowledge. Now they're calling the fired workers for help. You can't make this up. Charge them double.
Look, y'all, breaking motherfucking news. It's China motherfucking Davis reporting live. I'm out here at the motherfucking protest. They laid off 100 workers. Can you explain why y'all laying off workers? Then they got the nerves to close the parking lot.
A moment ago when we were getting ready to come over here. What after this? And I said to him, had there not been movement in 1955 up until 1965, we wouldn't have ever gotten the 1965 Voting Rights Act. There would not have been a 1964 Civil Rights Act.
Them doing whatever they doing, 1932, 1952 action, create an atmosphere for employees to where they're not happy where they work. We supposed to have been ineffective, pay cut, and in fact, he was fired and rehired. So he should be the one that's terminated and need to go home. And so that's what we are asking the ratepayers. The ratepayers are the ones who have the power here. And so as ratepayers, if we hold our money back, then we can make a change as it relates to what's going on in these waterworks.
You cannot pay in cash down at the water company no more. You cannot use the kiosk. And I also been told that they don't know how long that office down here is going to be open. You want to put cash or money order in your yellow envelope to pay your bill. Drop it in the drop box. And you want to put your remittance slip, that your bill. That's the only way they're going to know your name, with that remittance slip. So you have your remittance slip and your cash, your check, your cashier check, your money order, or your just your personal check. No cash. I wouldn't trust any cash into this envelope. No, I wouldn't.
There are some people from Birmingham Waterworks, Central Birmingham Waterworks Company, that have reached out to me, but one in particular wanted me to express to the general public some things that they have concern for. So I'm going to screenshot some of the information because I do not want to identify this person, but they appear to have inside knowledge of what has been taking place. So I'm going to share that with you all. Now, this is the first conversation that was started with me and who appears to be an employee. It says that the Waterworks has been trying to downsize the company in a way that they did a 10-point drug test. They fired all employees on prescription drugs, and now other employees know each person who was taking prescription drugs. I guess what they're saying is everybody now knows what type of medication everybody else is on. The goal is to fire as many as possible. Some people who failed the test were not, but on unpaid leave. They were given special privileges until their results came back. Now, this is what this statement said. Here is some of the other texts that say, if you were called from home to test and refused for any reason, you were terminated, fired. Over 100 people refused to come in and take the test for whatever reason they gave. All these people are back at work. This was, I think, the last thing they said. We are not treating the people fair. Now, that right there let me know that this is somebody who works there and they are pissed about the treatment. We're not treating the people fair. We fired blacks who refused to come in raw water. Text her this. This is what they're trying to relate to me to let the public know. Here we go with this one here. People with prescription leave have been extended, and they are saying they will get back pay when the tests come back. So what I read from the information is that people who did take the test, because they were not, it doesn't seem like they were organized. I'm talking about the Waterworks company, and they don't know what each drug somebody has taken legally that they may have a prescription for, that they will give them back pay once the test comes back clean, or they know what type of medication that they're taking. I thought this was important here. It said it is humiliating because other employees are calling saying, I heard you are dirty, but it's a prescription, which make people feel pressured to disclose personal health issues. That's violating my HIPAA policy, you know? I thought this was another interesting. It said everyone was emailed the new handbook Thursday, and that was like the Thursday before they had the drug test, and on Monday morning, the drug test. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, hey, this is what they're talking about. It was the manner in which they did it.
Handbook Thursday. Drug test Monday. The goal is to fire as many as possible. Employees calling each other dirty. Racial discrimination. HIPAA violations. And their own insider saying, we are not treating people fair. Birmingham Waterworks is a case study in how not to run a utility.
Protest on these steps. We still on their pocket. It's no different from being inside a building. Okay, I got you.
Let's go outside and get loud.
Right on their steps. Listen. That's all they I'm telling you to tell them, because I know the law. I'm messing with them. We're going to stand outside that door. We're going to protest. I guarantee they're going to send y'all up here and say get out their property. Because it's no different from being right here than being right there. It's just a building.
But we pay for this property too.
He can't get it. It ain't one cent in there. But we're gonna step right outside the door.
Y'all, let's go.
We can do the same thing. Now you can tell them I am gonna protest now.
All right, you said we always protest.
When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Yes. We're gonna go outside. We're gonna stay right on the step.
As one preacher said, let me reason with your spirit for a moment. Head of the Employee Association was fired days after asking questions. We're talking about the Waterworks company. Akai King stated he was fired on Tuesday for doing his job as the new president of the association and representing the interests of its members. That included asking workers what they wanted to hear from the CEO, Jeff Thompson, and new senior leaders at the water utility company, okay? King said Central Water asked for identifying information, while the association submitted the questions anonymously to protect the workers. King then sent the master list back to the employees. That's when he got in trouble, he said. They said because I sent the questions back out to the employees, I disturbed business, which was grounds for termination. John Matson declined to comment on personal matters. King's firing come as, all this mess going on. Akai King has been working for the utility company for 12 years full-time, 15 total. They finna do some things down there. You know what smile I'm talking about? This one. This one right here. That's the CEO of the Birmingham Waterworks Board, Jeffrey Thompson. He got that smile, and everybody else that's new on that board got that same smile. That I'm a clean house. We're going to put who we want in there. Y'all didn't pay no attention to this smile, did you? I like to look at facial expressions. That smile was there a long time ago. That's an article from months ago. But I never forgot that smile. Okay? Miss King, I hate this happened to you. And like I said, prayers to you and your family that you get the help that you need. What they want you to do now is Waterworks Board, shut the devil up. Do what we say and be happy you have a job. That's what's fixing to go on.
So the guy who was supposed to represent workers gets fired for representing workers. And that CEO smile tells you everything. They're not even hiding it anymore. Shut up and be happy you have a job until they fire you too. That's corporate America in one sentence. Ask questions? Gone. Advocate for workers? Gone. Smile and nod? Maybe you survive another week.